So for SPED, I really suggest them to do this one, CSTP 5, Assessing Student for Learning. You want to do that one because you're already assessing students throughout the whole year. You're assessing students when you're doing goals. You're assessing students when you're doing testing. You're assessing students while you're doing benchmark goals. You're assessing students while you're doing progress report. So you have so much like proof and example for this CSTP. So that's why I would really suggest those of you who haven't chosen a CSTP yet, really choose that one. I highly suggest that you choose that one. And the next one I would really suggest you guys do is this one, creating and maintaining an effective environment, because that's the one that every teacher kind of focus on. And it's easy to prove and have pictures of. So here, as you see, like as long as you have a routine up, procedures up, your norms, so you can upload like your syllabus, pictures of your classroom rules, student, like how you greet your students, how do you check in with your students, any of that you can use as proof for this. So when you pick your CSTP, you really want to look at the ones that, how is it easy for you to going to prove that you're able to make like not effort, but you want to pick the CSTP where you can find evidence of your growth in. Everyone tends to choose the CSTP growing as an educator. That is the hardest one to choose. So if you guys are mentors or candidates, I would definitely tell your candidates, don't choose that one. That one's really hard because everybody think, oh, I'm just going to put on my PLC notes and then that will prove it. No, you have to have samples. You have to have samples of how you came from this level to this level. So you really want to choose one where you have that example. And the next thing I want to go over is just make sure that, can you guys go and fill out the exit ticket? There should be one. It will be updated later on. On here, it's on the induction website. If you just fill out the exit ticket for today, if you have any questions that is personal or is it just to yourself, so that I can look at it and I'll reach out to you personally to help you. So that's one thing that you guys can do later on. But what I really want to talk about is this. So this is a mock hyperbook. Right now, the candidates should really be looking at these slides right now and highlighting in yellow if they are starting their first year, and kind of gauging what level if they're ending in their second year in green. Okay. Now, I've always told candidates, like, don't pick 4, because getting from 4 to 5 is extremely hard. You want to usually pick 2 so that you can prove that you're going to 3, or if you pick 3, you can prove that you're going to 4. Because what induction wants to see is they want you to see what level you are on for all of these CSTP, right? And then you're going to write down here why you think you're on that level at the beginning for each of these CSTPs. And then year 2, they're going to ask you, okay, what level do you think you're on now? And why do you think you made that jump? So it's that jump they're looking for. And the jump from 4 to 5 is a lot harder than a jump from 2 to 3. And they don't care if you're going from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, or 4 to 5. They just care to see that you're going up a level. It's like Mario, right? You just want to do one up. You don't like, it doesn't matter what type of mushrooms you get. So just make sure you remind them that. Okay. And then once they have these filled out, you want to choose one of the CSTPs to do your project on. So I gave you the 2. So if you notice, one of the CSTP is I told you to, I highly suggest you guys do, is this one, CSTP 5. And another one is CSTP 2. 2 and 5 are the ones that usually is easier to prove. do not do CSTP6. CSTP6 is extremely hard to do because your proof in it is going to be really hard. Okay. And then just keep up with reflections. I know when I was in this program, I did not keep up with this. And then like at the end, I was like, oh crud, I have like 9 reflections to do. So those are really easy. So, you know, I usually send out emails to remind candidates anyways, as well on top of you guys. But yeah, just make sure that these are up to, I wouldn't go more than 3 months or 2 months because then you'll have to have like a lot of work piled on. I would suggest starting on project 1 now. You can start with CSTP2 for project 1, the maintaining the routine and the effective environment for your classroom. You can do that now. And then you can start collecting work samples, what you do in your lessons, taking pictures of your classroom, and start this project, because I'm going to have a mid-year review with each of the candidates. And I'm going to go through each one of these books to see, okay, what was done, what was not done, and kind of like just give you a summary of what still needed to be done. Okay. Is there any other questions on what we need to do right now? No, y'all good? Yeah.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
This is Mark. Couple of things for when we do, like if we did CSTP 5 and we're looking at work samples, obviously if they're doing assessments,
Mhm.
we're blocking out names, right? Or we're
Yes.
just, that's pretty much an obvious. The other thing I was interested in hearing about, more about was the number 3. If my candidate needs to CSTP 3, if my candidate needs to pass the RECA,
Yes.
then obviously, taking that course and so forth, that might be interesting for another goal. Like, you know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yes. So if
Yeah.
your candidate still has to pass the RECA, then they can use that as their CSTP. I think they
Okay.
can use that as their project too.
Okay.
So they
Okay.
can use passing RECA as project 1. So that way they don't have to do double work.
Okay.
I would connect that to developing as a professional educator. I told you not to do that, but that might work.
Okay.
Or I would do that as that's student learning. Yeah, that seems to be the only one.
Okay.
Let me email you back, Mark. I'm going to ask
Okay.
Mike to see
Okay.
if you want to use the RECA for their project, which CSTP they would use.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't want to like tell you like maybe or if. I want to give you a specific answer so that way
Right.
you don't start and like, oh crap, we did the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Right. I think one of his first goals was tied into like collaboration and stuff like that. He's in his 2nd year, so
Oh, okay. Then
yeah,
that's,
that would be important, good information for me. Thank you. Thank you.
and then I will email you tomorrow. I'm gonna note this.
Okay.
Okay. So he's doing RECA, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to use it as a project. And we want to know if if it needs to be connected to CSTP. Okay. All right. Is there any other question? Everybody feeling okay?
I have one.
Yeah.
This is actually small. So going back with actually what Mark said, so I already have my goal
Okay.
for the first one. But I still do need to take the RECA as well. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take it until the spring. Can I still use it as project 1?
Do it for project 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't matter what project it needs to be. It just,
Okay.
if you're gonna do it, use it as one of your project and count that done, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't make more work for yourself, you know?
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
I
Thank
would
you.
definitely do that project 2. Is there any other question? All right. I know it's a lot, but you know, we have 2 breaks coming up. We actually have 3. Veterans Day, and then Thanksgiving break, and then winter break. I'm counting all these breaks, guys. So hang in there. You're good. I'm gonna stop recording now.